Good evening and welcome to the regular RTM meeting on October 22nd. We on? No? Jerry, are we on? Okay. He hears me. Everyone else hear me? This is the regular monthly meeting of the Fairfield RTM. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Pete Ambrose. Here. Steve Chesaray. Here. Nancy Lefkowitz. Here. Keith Varian. Here. Bill Gerber. Here. Aaron Lopez. Here. Eric Newman. Cindy Perham. Here. Heather Dean. Present. Alex Durrell.
Yes.
Matt Jacobs.
Here.
Sharon Pastilli. Here. Alice Kelly. Here. Frank O'Reilly. Phil Pierce.
Here.
Marcy Spallier.
Here.
Josh Garskoff.
Here.
Joe Siebert.
Here.
Ruth Smay.
Here.
Jay Walk.
Here.
Matt Ambrose.
Here.
Steve Barretts.
Here.
Hannah Gale.
Here.
Lisa Havey.
Present.
Lauren Bove.
Present.
Mark McDermott.
Here.
Jill Vergara.
Here.
Karen Wackerman.
Here.
Carrie Burcham.
Here.
Pamela Iacono.
Here.
Christine Messina.
Here.
Pete Talman.
Here.
Brian Farnan.
Here.
Drew Georgiadis.
Here.
Dorian Herron.
Here.
Margaret Horton.
Here.
Sam Cargill.
Here.
Michael Hurley. Frank Batisse.
Here.
Eric Sunman.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on our agenda is to consider and act upon the minutes of the regular meeting held on September 24th, 2018. Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Representative Dean, seconded by Representative Kelly. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, is there any comment from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Next, number 3, to hear a report from the Joint Retirement Investment Board. We heard this report in committee. Number 4, to hear an update from the Sustainable Fairfield Task Force. We heard that report in committee as well. Number 5, to consider and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the Board of Finance. Whereas per CGS Section 19A-202, full-time health departments are to receive $1.18 per capita annually from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health, CTDPH, to fund overall public health programs required of each local health department as defined in CGS Section 19A-207A. Now therefore be it resolved that First Selectman Michael Tetreault be and hereby is authorized to accept in the name of and on behalf of the Town of Fairfield per capita funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health in the amount of $64,338.51 for fiscal year 2019 to fund public health programs as defined in CGS Section 19A-207A, and further resolved that the First Selectman is hereby authorized on behalf of the Town of Fairfield to sign and execute any and all necessary documents to secure said funding, and further resolved that $64,338.51 is hereby appropriated to fund said programs. Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Representative Wackerman, seconded by Representative Durrell. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, is there any comment from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Item 6, to consider and act upon the following resolution recommended by the First Selectman. Resolved that a certain contract negotiated by and between the Town of Fairfield and the United Public Service Employees Union, UPSEU, Unit Number 222, Town Hall Employees Association, concerning conditions of employment for the period ending June 30, 2017, be and hereby is amended in the manner described in the attached Memorandum of Agreement so as to make the contract effective through June 30, 2021, and to incorporate certain other changes regarding wages, hours, and other matters. Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Representative Vergara, seconded by Representative Smay. Is there any discussion on this item? Representative Wackerman.
Karen Wackerman, District 7. Our caucus discussed this at some length tonight. We really wanted to think through what we thought about the contract, and I believe we're going to unanimously approve it. Some of the things we thought were really admirable was that there's a 2% increase each year, which is very reasonable in light of sort of the market. And we felt like that gives the town and the employees some security for several years to know how the funding is going to go. Also, there was an increase in the employee contribution to health plan premiums, and we think that's a good trend. And also the health plan is cheaper than the state plan. So there was obviously a lot of thought that went into the negotiation of the contract, and we support it. Thank you.
Further discussion from our members? Representative Iacono.
Pamela Iacono, District 8. I just wanted to go on the record at the full RTM with some of the commentary that happened at our committee meetings. And again, thank the Director of Human Resources for working to hold the line on expenditures to the best of his ability, and his negotiating team for doing that. The 2% is in line with what we have been doing. The 1% increase in medical is a good thing that we got something. The good thing is this contract isn't far behind, so we're not falling behind with retro medical, so that's another good thing. But as I mentioned, you know, for me personally and for other people that I know, I just got my private medical insurance increase and it's 6%. So 1%, pretty good deal. You know, I'm happy with it, but there are a lot of people that are still struggling to get places, and I think we need to keep that in mind. In terms of hours of work, and I commend Director Hipson for working on this part of the contract language. It's a shame it couldn't get straightened out, but for the record, Section 6.01 of the current THEA contract calls for library work being a 35-hour work week composed of a 7-hour work period spread Monday through Saturday inclusive. And hours worked on Sunday are compensated at 2.5 times the regular rate of pay. Not time and a half, 2.5 times the rate of regular pay. Library employees also receive an additional $3.50 per hour beyond 5 p.m. on weekdays and for all hours on Saturday. I'm so glad that this was at least talked about at the contract negotiations. This definitely needs to be revisited upon the next contract that we have, and I really think it's important to highlight because this is the first place the first selectman goes when we have a budget cut. First thing that comes on the table is library hours are reduced, mainly on Sunday, which is where people really want them and really need them. And we have this contract language in here, and while the overall dollar amount came out as $18,000 in overtime, again, I want to stress this is the first place the first selectman has consistently gone to reduce budget expenditures in tight years. And if we want that to stop, we need to tighten up this language. Thank you.
Further discussion from our members? Seeing none, we'll go to the public. Any commentary from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Number 7, the moderator has referred a reusable checkout bag ordinance sponsored by Nancy Lefkowitz, District 1, Eric Newman, District 2, Heather Dean, District 3, Matthew Jacobs, District 3, Sharon Pastilli, District 3, Phil Pierce, District 4, Jay Walk, District 5, Jill Vergara, District 7, Drew Georgiadis, District 9, and Samuel Cargill, District 10, to the Legislation and Administration Committee under Rule 32 of the RTM Rules to Regulate. That was discussed at LNA, and the sponsors are continuing work on that ordinance. It is not coming to the RTM, the full RTM next month. Number 8, the moderator has referred proposed amendments to the alarm ordinance, Chapter 45 of the Town Code of the Town of Fairfield, sponsored by Nancy Lefkowitz, District 1, Phil Pierce, District 4, Ruth Smay, District 5, Karen Wackerman, District 7, and Jill Vergara, District 7, to the Legislation and Administration Committee under Rule 32 of the RTM Rules to Regulate. That was also discussed at LNA. The sponsors are continuing work on that ordinance as well, and it's not coming to the full RTM next month. Number 9, to consider and act upon any other matters presented to said meeting and which may be properly acted upon under the rules of the RTM Representative Town Meeting. I understand Mr. Walk, Representative Walk, has a moment of personal privilege, so I'd invite Representative Walk up to the podium.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for allowing me this couple of minutes. The reason why I'm standing up here is a friend of mine by the name of, some of you may know, Charlene Lebo. She holds a fundraiser each year called the Night of Music. It was held for many years at Fairfield University's Quick Center, but recently, the past 2 years, it's going to be held here at, last year and now this year at the warehouse, at the FTC warehouse. So, on November 17th, anyway, before I get to there, it's for pancreatic cancer, and the proceeds do go to the St. Vincent's Pancreatic Cancer Wing, which is named after Charlene Lebo, the Lebo DeSanti Wing. Charlene's husband passed away from pancreatic cancer, and a year later, her sister's husband passed away from pancreatic cancer. So I've been helping out through the years, along with Peter, and I got my favorite band to come back, called Fleetwood Mac, and to let you know who else is going to be there. I shouldn't say this, maybe Gary McNamara is going to be doing comedy. So it's $50, there's food, it's a great night. Peter, Representative Ambrose, can attest to that. So I hope you can all join me, and Charlene and Peter and Ruth. Where's Ruth Smay? Ruth goes every year also. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Walk. I wanted to remind our members that there's been a request from the Strategic Plan Committee for our assistance in organizing workshops. Patty Dyer from the committee is here tonight. If anyone has questions about those workshops or how we can assist the Strategic Plan Committee in doing its work, she's here to answer those questions and talk to our members after the meeting. Any further items to discuss under agenda item number 9? Representative Durrell.
Don't worry, I won't mention the Red Sox. Alex Durrell, RTM 3. Mr. Moderator, through you, I just want all to know that this will be Jen Riley's last RTM meeting here. I just want to thank you for everything you've done. As you know, my brother is also a writer. I know RTM member Siebert's brother is a distinguished writer at the New York Times. My father used to be in the publishing business, in the media. My best friend was a writer for the New York Post, as oxymoronic as that sounds. But I just want to leave it with this, to quote Thomas Jefferson: "Were it left for me to decide whether we should have a government without newspapers or newspapers without government, I should not hesitate a moment to prefer the latter." Okay, Godspeed, Jen. Okay, thank you.
And I'm also advised that Matthew Ambrose, Representative Ambrose, has asked for a moment of personal privilege as well. So why don't you come up, Matt?
Matthew Ambrose, District 6. Just wanted to let everybody know that it's also going to be my father, his last night at the RTM. And I know he's been doing it a couple years, but one of the main reasons that I joined the RTM is because I saw how long that he did it and how much it meant to him. And so I figured that it had to be something important. And it's one of the reasons that I joined, and I appreciate it. And thanks a lot, Dad. And Tranks had a Bar and Grill on him.
Thank you, Representative Ambrose. So we're not quite adjourned yet, but thank you, Representative Ambrose, and Representative Ambrose, thank you for your service. You've served with distinction.
It's going to be very short, but I would just want to, I feel wonderful that I've been privileged to serve on this august body. I think it's been a wonderful experience. I should confess that I joined the RTM a long time ago as a Democrat. And I crossed the aisle, which isn't the worst thing in the world to do. And I'm glad to see my son Matt is involved, because it's just a wonderful way to show gratitude for your town. So, Mr. Moderator, thank you. Betsy, I thank the members of the RTM. It's been a great experience for me. Thank you.
Okay, and with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Representative Dean, seconded by Representative Iacono. We're adjourned.